Hey, brew tubers. I wanted to say happy Beer Fun Friday. It's actually morning here. I'm drinking coffee. I just want to let you guys know today is brew day. So I'm going to be doing the sjporr experiment. So I'll shoot some various footage of that during the day. I'll show you guys my yeast starter I've talked about. That's still going on the stir plate. Whoa. Sorry about that. My camera started moving on me. That's going on the stir plate, and then I'm probably going to take that off soon and put it in the fridge just to let the yeast settle out, and I'll decant it before I pitch it. But I'll take various footage throughout the day on what I'm doing, and then we'll go from there. So this has been going, this was a two-step starter, and the second step has been going for almost 24 hours. So I'm going to take it off pretty soon and put it in the fridge. Alright, I'm heating up my strike water. See what we're at right now. Probably about 130, so we got a ways to go. I think I'm going to mash in around, or get the strike water to 165. Okay, my strike water's at about 150, but as you can see here, yeah, I plan on getting it up to 165, so once it gets up to that, then I'm going to go ahead and preheat my cooler a little bit and then mash in. Okay, here we are mashing in, so let's see what our temp is right now. We can zoom in on that or not. Thinking it's maybe around 155-ish, a little over 150, and I'm supposed to mash in around 152. I'm going to stir it up a little bit and then seal this up. Alright, my 60-minute mash is over. I'm just going to Dvorloff right now. Then after I Dvorloff, drain some of this off and dump it back in, then I'm going to drain it all and do a batch sparge. So what I'm doing now is just collecting my first runnings. And when that's done, then I'll do my batch sparge. I'm going to let that sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'll do another Dvorloff and drain it. Alright, so I'm still doing my first runnings. You can see that's getting down there now. It's still draining, not super fast, but it's still draining, and probably sitting at maybe 1 3/4. I'm really hoping to get over 2 gallons on this first runnings, but we'll see. If I have to do 2 batch sparges, I will, because I want to get up a little over 6 gallons on this pre-boil. Alright, I just poured in my sparge water. So I'm just getting this mixed up, and then I'm going to let it rest again for maybe 10 minutes. Here's a look at it if you guys want to look at it. So, and here's the crappy thing about this whole thing too, is both my hydrometers broke on me today, so I'm not going to be able to take an original reading, unfortunately. So I'm just going to have to assume it's about what the software says. I'm a little bummed about that, because those were nice hydrometers, but everybody's done it. I've broke 5 now, so maybe it's time for me to get a refractometer and and use that instead at this point. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and cover this up now that I got it. I think this is pretty mixed up good. So Let me go ahead and grab my lid here a second. Slap this over here. Alright. Put that on. I'm going to go start a timer for 10 minutes, and unfortunately, that last run, maybe 2 gallons. So, let's hope we get more on this one. Okay, we're collecting runnings number 2. Okay, I've moved this to my boil pot, so we can kind of, let's see, right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's at about 5 2/3 maybe right now. I don't know if you can see the marks on the stick. So hopefully this will get up to a little over 6 gallons. I think I was hoping to get about 6.2, but we'll see how this ends up. So I'll get back to you when this is on the burner. This is on the burner now. I'm just checking my pre-boil amount. You guys probably can't see that too well, so I'll move it over here. So right about there, so I'm going to say it's about 6.1 gallons because that's the mark. So can go ahead and bring this up to a boil. I think I'm going to do a, it's just going to be a 60-minute boil. So when it gets to boiling, I will be back. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but we just hit our hot break. So I'm just going to turn this heat down a little bit. I just need to, it's kind of hard to see this right now, but I'm going to wait for some of this foam to clear and break, and then once it does, I'll start my timer and my hop addition. Okay, I started my 60-minute boil, and I'm just going to slowly put in my hops just to make sure this doesn't go crazy on me. So this is basically about 3/4 of an ounce of Centennial. That's going to be my bittering. And I had to adjust my recipe because I had planned on doing an ounce right now, but then I realized I bought only 3 ounces of hops, not the 4.5 ounces I'd planned, so I had to kind of adjust my schedule a little bit. Alright, there we go. Those are in now. Go ahead and put this down. Just kind of give this a stir. Make sure they're nice and mixed in. Alright, turn the heat back up a little bit. Just so we get kind of a nice rolling boil going again. There you go, you can see it's kind of going now again. I'll just turn it up a hair more. I think that's probably pretty good. I don't need it going crazy right now on me, so I will be back at 30 minutes is when I put my next hop addition in, so we'll be back at that point. Another thing I thought I'd show you guys real quickly is just, on brew day I use this thing called brewery timer. It just lets you put all your settings in and stuff. So, my hop amounts aren't right here. I've got them written down just because I had to adjust it when I realized I didn't buy enough hops. But I just thought I'd show that to you guys in case you guys don't have anything like this. This is free. And it sets off alarms, each time it's time to do stuff. So it's called brewery timer. Okay, we are at the 30-minute mark now, and I'm putting a half ounce of Cascade in. So go ahead and dump this in. Doesn't seem to be going crazy on me, so just dump it in. Go ahead and give this a little stir. Let's get all the stuff mixed in nice. Okay, that was my 30-minute addition, so I will be back at 15 minutes to put my chiller in. Okay, we're at the 15-minute mark, so I'm going to drop my immersion chiller in. And I have a quarter ounce of Cascade that's going in as well. Go ahead and mix that in a little bit. Alright. I will be back in 5 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes left. I'm putting in some Irish moss and some yeast nutrient. Kind of sprinkle that around. Okay. Be back in 5 minutes. Okay, we're at 5 minutes left, and I'm putting in a quarter ounce Cascade, quarter ounce Centennial, and 1 ounce of Citra. There you go. Just gonna get that mixed in a little bit. While I'm bothering with my spoon, I'll just use the chiller to kind of stir it around a little bit. Alright, I think those are mixed in pretty good now. So another 5 minutes and I will be killing the flame and chilling it. Okay, I have flamed out. I brought it inside, hooked up to my hose, and I'm going to start chilling this down. I don't know about you guys, but you can see I just run this into my washing machine, and then when this is chilled down, I do when I'm all done, then I can do a load of wash with the water. So that way it doesn't go to waste. Don't know if you guys do the same, but that's what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and get this chilled down. And I'm sanitizing a fermentation bucket right now. And once it's chilled down, then we'll dump it in there and then pitch the yeast. Alright, I went ahead and sanitize my thermometer. I just want to kind of see where we're at right now. Looks like about 120, so we're getting there slowly. Another thing, trick that of course a lot of you guys know, but as you're using your chiller, it's good to stir it around here so that it touches all the liquid. It cools it down faster that way. So, but It shouldn't be too much longer because we're probably below 120 now, so we're getting there. Once it gets to probably 75 degrees, then I'll take this out. Okay, I'm a little bummed because for some reason my instructions left out the agave and brown sugar, so I never made it into this recipe. So just gonna have to figure out something, you know. Still brewed the beer. Smells good. You can see it's nice and foamy in here after dumping it in, so I'm going to slowly pour this yeast in so I don't lose my stir bar. So hopefully, you know, the yeast do a good job here. Trying to get all this without losing my stir bar. So I don't know, maybe I'll adjust this recipe a little bit, maybe I'll dry hop it or something, you know, just to trick it up a little bit. Because I really wanted to try the brown sugar and the agave, but for some reason Brew Target left it off my brew day instructions, and I'll have to figure out why. I mean, maybe it was something I forgot to check, but nonetheless, the beer's brewed anyhow, so this is the sjporr experiment. What's done is done. The other thing I didn't really figure out yet is, where's the markings? How much beer I ended up with. So that's something I'll have to try to figure out. I can't really tell for sure because there's so much foam, but I'm going to assume, let's see, I'm going to assume it's about 5 1/4 gallons, if I had to guess. So it looks like it's higher than the 5 gallon mark. So we'll just go ahead and say 5 1/4 gallons. It's sealed up though, so what's done is done now. Grab my airlock out of my Star San. Go ahead and put that on there. Actually, just gonna grab my spray bottle. I'll just dump some of this in there. Alright. Alright, that's done. Let's go ahead and throw it in here. Alright, so there you go. There's the sjporr experiment. So, I'm sorry, that one right there. Let's just make sure this guy's in there okay. Yep. Okay, and then here's my wine. You know, my wine's still going. It'll be sometime next week when I do my part 3, but once again, sjporr experiment is now in the fermentation bucket. So there you guys have it. The experiment is done. Definitely had some hiccups today. Broke my hydrometer, just bumped it, and those things are so fragile it broke. And then I went to grab my new one out of the box, and that one was busted inside the box. So, oh well. But I'm just going to go by the software. You know, the software says it should be 1062, so I'm just going to assume that's about what it was, or maybe I'll just call it 1060. Just to wing it. And then for some reason the brown sugar and agave we left off my instructions. I'll have to figure out why. But it's done, so very cool. So sjporr, thanks for holding the experiment worldwide, and hopefully this one turns out well. One thing I wanted to show you guys what I was drinking tonight is this here. See if you guys can see this. It's called Humalicious. This is made in Michigan. And the reason I'm trying this one tonight is I went to one of my liquor stores that sells home brewing supplies, and they were out of hydrometers, but there was a guy standing there that heard me say that. And he's a hop farmer here in Michigan. So I went outside and talked to him for about 15 minutes just about stuff, and I saw he was buying that beer, so I thought I'd give it a try. And so let me go ahead and crack this one open. There really was not a huge hiss on it. I already have some in my glass, but I'll pour some more. You can see even if I do an aggressive pour, there's not a huge head on it. I don't know if there's... I'll have to look on the pack to see. You can see it's pretty clear though. I'll have to look on the packaging to see if there's a date on this. You know, if they bottle condition these and it's pretty young, maybe that's why. But normally most of the beers I buy, you know, they're pretty carbonated, but it's pretty good though. It's, you know, it's a pretty hopped up IPA. If I were to guess, I would say it's probably about 70 IBUs. My local brewery has one called Hop Lust, and that's 80 IBUs, and this one tastes a little bit lighter than that. So, but it really is a good beer. So, if any of you guys, you know, from Michigan can get your hands on this one, it's definitely worth a drink. So, definitely tastes good. Other than that, though, I'm not going to ramble on much longer. Hopefully, Homebrew Wednesday next week, maybe I'll have a wine update, and I'll try to get my wine part 3 out. But other than that, suffered through some hiccups today, but everyone knows on a brew day you run into hiccups, so no big deal. Anyhow, though, happy Homebrew. I almost said happy Homebrew Wednesday. Happy Beer Fun Friday. Hope you guys have a good night, and I look forward to seeing your videos. Cheers. You know, one thing I forgot to check was it's been a little over 3 hours since this thing's been in the fermenter. And look at that already. So, we'll have to see if I'm going to need a blow-off tube for this, because I didn't expect this stuff to take off so fast, but I did a 2-step yeast starter for this, so I guess those things were ready to go as soon as I pitched them in. So anyhow, just thought I'd show that to you guys quickly.